Stop right there. Don't go anywhere. You're looking at your banking app again, aren't you? The screen glows in the dim light, and let's be brutally honest, the balance hasn't moved a cent in days, maybe weeks. It's a digital statue of your financial stagnation. You whisper to yourself, in a breath so quiet, it's almost inaudible, I just need one break, just one. A stroke of luck. But the screen, with its cold indifference, seems to laugh in your face, a silent echo of your frustrations. Here's the twist you probably didn't see coming, the detail you missed in your desperation. That whisper wasn't just an expression of desire, it was your opportunity, but it manifested as a self-fulfilling prophecy of lack. The very instant your words dripped with desperation, the moment your voice cracked under the weight of need, money, like a sentient entity, caught the acrid scent of your fear, and out of an instinct for energetic self-preservation decided to keep its distance. Money doesn't run from you, it runs from the panicked vibration with which you call it. But what if you could change that call? Change the tone, just one phrase, a single sentence, spoken with a conviction so absolute it shakes the foundations of your reality. Watch how money, that energy that has been eluding you, pivots like a magnet, reversing its polarity and rushes toward you. Stay with me. I'm not selling you a course, a token, or a magic formula. I am handing you, at no cost, the master key, the exact phrase that can and will forever transform your relationship with money. And if you feel this idea is already starting to resonate deep within you, if you feel a small click of recognition, subscribe right now, and hit that notification bell. What I am about to reveal is just the tip of a colossal iceberg of forgotten wisdom. You won't want to miss the deeper secrets we'll be sharing in the coming weeks, designed to redesign your financial reality from the ground up, not just patch it up on the surface. It seems every Sunday school teacher, motivational guru, and financial advisor skips the most crucial part where ancient scriptures spoke about money. They love to quote with an air of authority, "Render unto Caesar what is Caesar's," using it as a justification for fiscal resignation and the acceptance of scarcity. But they conveniently omit the next line, the real operator's manual. Give, and it will be given to you. A good measure, pressed down, shaken together, and running over, will be poured into your lap. That isn't just poetic language for a congregation from 2,000 years ago, it's a quantum physics formula, disguised as a parable. It is an operating manual for manifestation in life. Florence Scovel Shinn, an extraordinary woman, an artist and illustrator from the early 20th century, stumbled upon this wisdom not in a church but in a dusty old pamphlet from the 1912 New Thought movement. This movement, born from the revolutionary ideas of Phineas Quimby, held a radical truth that science is only just beginning to grasp, that our thinking shapes our reality, that the mind is the cause and the material world is merely the effect, a three-dimensional mirror of our internal convictions. Florence, recently divorced in an era when that was a social and economic death sentence, was struggling to survive by painting greeting cards for miserable pennies. Her desperation led her to a breaking point one night. Broke, alone, staring at her last coin, she didn't look at it with the usual contempt and bitterness. In an act of either surrender or genius, she treated it as if it were a conscious entity. She asked it for forgiveness for having despised it, for speaking ill of it and its brethren, and she spoke to it with respect, like a long-lost friend. The next morning, as if by magic, 3 completely unexpected job opportunities appeared at her door. She had discovered a monumental secret: money is not an inert object. It is conscious energy that listens to every word, every thought, every feeling you project toward it. One morning, empowered by this revelation, she stood before the mirror, and instead of seeing a defeated woman, she saw a commander. She declared with an authority she didn't know she possessed, "Money is my obedient servant." By Friday of that same week, her main greeting card client, without any warning, transferred double the payment for her usual order, and paid it in advance. She never painted for pennies again. Fast forward almost a century, and modern neuroscience, with its fMRI machines, is beginning to validate these arcane principles. Although the script's original claim about an expectation-activated income study at Stanford cannot be precisely verified, the underlying principle is scientifically sound. fMRI studies consistently show that the brain does not clearly distinguish between a real experience and a vividly imagined, emotionally charged one. When a person focuses on an expected outcome with strong positive emotion, the feeling of already having the money, the brain's reward centers, like the nucleus accumbens, light up in the same way as if the event had already occurred. This phenomenon, often linked to the placebo effect, demonstrates that neurological expectation actively prepares the brain to recognize and act on opportunities it would otherwise completely ignore. What mystics like Florence called a decree or an affirmation, science now calls pre-activating the neural reward networks. It's not magic, it's neurobiology. It's a single decree that recalibrates the frequency your wallet responds to. Let's tackle the biggest lie head on, the one we've all been told since childhood, the one seared into our collective unconscious. You were conditioned to believe, money rewards hard work. That's not just half the truth. It's a dangerously misleading half that has kept millions on a hamster wheel of effort and frustration. The full sentence, the whole truth, is money rewards the energy behind the work. You can have two people performing the same task, for the same number of hours, and get radically different financial results. The difference isn't in the sweat, but in the vibration. Imagine two Uber drivers in the same city, on the same rainy night, with the same surge pricing activated. Driver A is working with a furrowed brow, white knuckles on the steering wheel, his mind repeating a mantra of stress and anxiety. I need this money. The bills are piling up. I hope I get good rides. I hope I don't get a difficult passenger. His energy is one of lack, of chasing, of fear. He radiates a vibration of need that his passengers, though they don't consciously know it, perceive as uncomfortable tension. Meanwhile, driver Bray's driving with a serene calm, enjoying his favorite music, a slight smile on his face. His thought is, my perfect passengers arrive with ease, and are always generous. Money flows to me effortlessly. Tonight will be incredible. His energy is one of ease, of allowance, of certainty. At the end of the night, although the story that a 2023 Uber investigation confirms this is not verifiable, anecdotal experience and universal energetic principles suggest a clear and inevitable outcome. Driver Bray, in all likelihood, would end the night with significantly more in tips and a higher rating. The numbers in these hypothetical situations don't lie. The internal dialogue, need versus ease, makes all the difference. Need and desperation repel abundance. Calm and certainty attract it magnetically. You were taught only half of the equation and told the solution was simply to try harder, sweat more, sleep less. It's no wonder you feel like the finish line is constantly moving further away, no matter how fast you run. The universe doesn't respond to your effort, it responds to your state of being, to your vibration. Let's get to the heart of the matter, the spiritual physics of abundance, the quantum mechanics of money that has been deliberately hidden. Money isn't just paper, cotton, and ink. It's not just ones and zeros on a screen. It is a current of energy. In fact, the word currency comes from the Latin currere, which means to flow. Money, by its very etymological and energetic nature, wants to flow. It's its natural state. And where does any current flow, whether it's water or electricity? It flows along the path of least resistance. Your resistance is every thought, every word, every sigh that vibrates at the frequency of scarcity. Every time you utter or even think, I can't afford it. Money is so hard to come by. I never have enough. Everything is so expensive. Each of those I can'ts is like throwing a heavy rock, a concrete dam, into the stream of your personal abundance. The lost principle is insultingly simple. Remove the rocks from your consciousness, and the current, by natural law, will regain its speed and its flow, delivering more volume per minute into your bank account. Florence Scovel Shinn put it bluntly, and with brutal clarity. Money has ears. It listens to your internal dialogue, 24/7. Speak of lack, and money hears the command. Stop, don't come near. Speak with authority and certainty, and it hears the command. Advance, come here now. One command attracts it to you, the other sends it speeding away. You've been shouting stop, with your worries, your complaints about the economy, and your laments about bills, and then you wonder in frustration why the money hasn't arrived at your door. It's like calling your dog while throwing stones at it. It's time to change the command. It's time to stop shouting and start commanding. Let's dive into the hard science for a moment. Because this isn't New Age magical thinking, it's demonstrable psychophysiology and biochemistry. Researchers at the HeartMath Institute, a world-leading organization in stress and emotion research, conducted studies that validate this mind-body reality connection in an irrefutable way. In a landmark study, they taught a group of people emotional self-management techniques designed to consciously stop negative thought loops and generate sustained positive emotional states, like gratitude and appreciation. After just 1 month of daily practice, the biochemical results were astounding. Levels of cortisol, the primary stress hormone that puts the body in survival mode, hoarding fat and blocking creative thought, were reduced by an average of 23%. But the most incredible thing was the change in DHEA, known as the vitality hormone and longevity hormone. DHEA levels increased by an average of 100%. In essence, by changing their internal emotional state at will, the participants transformed their biochemistry from a state of survival and contraction to a state of creation, expansion, and vitality. Another group in a similar study, when asked to focus on and repeat phrases of lack like "I'm broke" or "there's not enough," showed a measurable drop in their heart-brain coherence, the electrical synchronization between both organs, and an immediate increase in salivary cortisol levels. On the other hand, a group repeating power phrases like the one I'm about to reveal to you saw their coherence skyrocket, creating an orderly and potent electromagnetic field. Their bodies literally became biochemical towers, broadcasting a powerful, unequivocal statement to the quantum field. Your heart acts as the satellite dish, generating the most powerful electromagnetic field in your body. The phrase is the specific signal you send to the universe. And just as the heavens respond to the frequency of a radio tower, markets, opportunities, and people respond to your vibration, not your desperate vocabulary. Let's weigh the 3 main anchors that keep 99% of people dragging along the bottom of the financial ocean, trapped in the mud of scarcity. We will address them one by one, and we will cut them off at the root. Anchor 1. The guilt of wanting. At some crucial point in your childhood, a parent, a teacher, or an authority figure told you, "We can't afford that," or "money doesn't grow on trees." And you, with your childlike mind, didn't interpret it as a temporary financial situation, but as a personal failing. You internalized it as if it were your fault. You began to believe that your desires were a burden, that wanting more was selfish or wrong. Ever since, you've been carrying an invisible weight of guilt for the simple act of existing and wanting a better life. It's time to let go of that toxic burden. Affordability is not a moral issue, it's a matter of timing, alignment, and vibration. You are not a burden. Your desire is the engine of creation. Say out loud, feeling the weight dissipate from your shoulders, "I now release all guilt and shame for wanting more. I deserve abundance by birthright, and I claim my divine inheritance." That's the first anchor, cut loose and sinking into the abyss. Anchor 2, the inherited scarcity script. You inherited a narrative, a mental script that plays on an endless loop in the back of your mind. Phrases like, "There's never enough for everyone," "Money slips through my fingers as fast as it comes," "You have to save for a rainy day," a prophecy that guarantees the rainy day will come. The word "never" is a life sentence that your subconscious obeys to the letter. Flip that script now. Don't fight it, because what you resist persists. Simply rewrite it with a higher truth. Instead of "there's never enough," install this new program: "There is always more than enough, and it is coming to me at the perfect time and in the perfect way." Your brain can handle scheduled arrivals and steady flow. It panics and sabotages your efforts under the weight of a perpetual imagined famine. That's the second anchor, shattering into 1,000 pieces. Anchor 3. The financial identity block. You think people like me, from my family, from my neighborhood, don't get rich, or in my family, we're all hard-working people, we're not rich. Let's clarify something fundamental. Rich or poor is not a fixed identity. It's a temporary measurement that changes like the temperature on a thermometer. Don't identify with the temperature of the day. Identify with the thermostat. You are the one who sets the climate in your personal financial space. You have control of the dial. Instead of the limiting affirmation, "People like me don't get rich," declare with the authority of a creator, "I am the one who sets the financial climate in my life. I decide the temperature. I am the source of my abundance." That's the third and final anchor, dissolved into thin air, setting you free forever. All right, we've prepared the ground, we've cleared the debris, and we've cut the anchors. Here it comes. The phrase that unifies all these principles, the decree that speaks directly to the conscious energy of money, in a language it cannot ignore. It's 5 words. They're not complicated, but their power is seismic. Say it once, out loud, with the same unwavering certainty you would use when stating your own name. Money is my obedient servant. Say it now, out loud. Feel the words. Not will be my servant, not should be my servant, not I hope it will be my servant, is present tense. A fact already consummated on the plane of creation. The universe is a quantum mirror. It reflects the verb tense you use with conviction. Use the past hanga. I wish I had money, and the universe will give you nostalgia and regret. Use the future. Someday I'll have money, and you'll be trapped forever in cosmic waiting rooms, with the promise of an abundance that is always on the horizon, but never arrives. Use the present, and you will receive delivery notifications. The word is the most powerful word of creation. It is the word God used to define himself. I am. It's the word that affirms existence here and now. When you say is, you collapse all other possibilities of lack and command reality to align with that single powerful statement. It's not enough to say it, you have to decree it. There is a method to maximize its impact. Step 1. The moment. Say it in the sacred instant you open your eyes, before your logical mind kicks in, before the outside world bombards you with its narrative of fear, crisis, and limitation. For the first 60 seconds upon waking, your brain operates predominantly in a theta wave state, the most programmable window of your day. Your subconscious mind is open, receptive, without the filter of cynicism and doubt. It's the direct access to your internal operating system. Step 2. The posture. Don't say it hunched over in bed, whispering under the sheets. That is a posture of begging. Stand up, go to a mirror, plant your feet firmly on the ground, shoulder width apart, and pull your shoulders back. Lift your chin, look into your own eyes. Your body believes what your posture rehearses. A power posture signals your brain to produce hormones of dominance. You are not asking for money to come, you are ordering it as the head of your empire, not the tail. You are the king in his court, not the beggar at the gate. Step 3. The tone. Don't plead for it, don't scream it with desperation, deliver it with the calm, cool authority of someone who is simply reminding an experienced employee of their job description, like when you tell a barista without getting upset. Excuse me, I ordered oat milk. They don't argue, they don't question, they just fix the order because it's a fact. Use that same quiet factual authority. It is a fact, not a request. It is a correction, not a solicitation. Step 4. The embodiment. After saying it, be still and feel the phrase resonate in your chest, in your solar plexus, like the pleasant warmth of a cup of coffee spreading through your body. If you don't feel a physiological shift, a small hum of energy, a sense of expansion, say it again, but slower, not louder. The sensory neurons surrounding your heart, your little brain, need to truly absorb the vibration of the statement. Feel the truth of the phrase in your cells until it is no longer a phrase and becomes your state of being. This is not a one-time act. It is the beginning of a new discipline. Morning. Say the phrase just once, as described above. Then for the rest of the day, keep your eyes wide open. Florence Scovel Shinn noted, money and opportunity come in unorthodox packages. That package could be a tax refund email you weren't expecting, the sudden payment of an invoice a client owed you for months, a business idea that comes out of nowhere while you're showering, or a friend casually mentioning a stock tip that soars. Expect the unexpected. Be an abundance detective. Midday, whenever anxiety, doubt, or a thought of lack about money tries to infiltrate your mind during the day, respond internally, or whispered softly if you're alone with the phrase. It's like hitting the reset button in a video game when the level gets tough. The frame reloads, the opportunities reappear. Neutralize the vibration of fear with the vibration of dominion in real time. Night before you sleep, take 2 minutes to write down in a journal or your phone's notes 3 ways money or opportunity move toward you today, no matter how small or insignificant they seem. Did you find a coin on the street? Write it down. Did someone buy you a coffee? Write it down. Did you receive an unexpected discount coupon at the grocery store? Write it down. These micro movements of abundance train your brain to spot the macro movements. Writing it down programs your reticular activating system, the part of your brain that filters reality to look for more proof of your new reality tomorrow. Then sleep and repeat the cycle. This works. Case 1. Jenna, a barista in Boise, Idaho, who was barely making ends meet. She repeated the phrase for 7 straight mornings, feeling ridiculous at first. On the 8th day, her credit card company sent her a letter informing her they were reversing $287 in accrued interest charges as a goodwill adjustment. It was her first net gain in months. Case 2. Luis, a laid-off valet in Miami, was feeling hopeless. He spoke the phrase every morning while filling out online job applications. A week later, a hotel guest he had worked for 3 years ago contacted him out of the blue on LinkedIn. The man, an executive, told him, "I don't know why, but your vibe just stuck with me. You're a professional and calm person." He offered him a remote logistics position with a 40% pay raise. Case 3. Kareem, an Uber driver in Lagos, Nigeria, repeated the phrase in his mind at red lights. 2 weeks later, a national fuel strike caused the app's surge pricing to reach astronomical levels. In a single week, he earned triple his monthly average without working a single extra hour. The pattern is unmistakable. Money responded, on time, wrapped in circumstances no one could have predicted. Your logical, cynical mind is already screaming, "Let's shut it up." But isn't this just wishful thinking? Wishful thinking says, "I hope money comes," and then stops there in a passive, dreamy state. This phrase, however, ends with the keyword obedient, which implies a call to action, an expectation of a response, and a power dynamic. You don't stop working. You still apply for those jobs, sell your products, drive those rides. The monumental difference is that now you are coming from a place of command, not beggary, of certainty, not hope. The energy shifts from chasing to choosing, from seeking to attracting. What if nothing happens? If after a few days you see no movement, check for energy leaks. Did you say the phrase once in the morning with power and then spend the rest of the day complaining about the government, inflation, prices, your boss, and your luck? Complaints are also spells. They are decrees of lack that curse your own financial harvest. Plug those leaks. 1 hour of bitter complaints can cancel out and drown 23 hours of positive declaration. Guard the door of your mind and above all your mouth. Every word counts. If you want to anchor this vibration even deeper and accelerate your results exponentially, I've created a follow-up sequence with 10 additional power phrases to reprogram every aspect of your relationship with money. I've put it in a simple, straightforward, one-page PDF for you, absolutely free. The link is right below in the description. No email or registration required. Download it now, take a screenshot or send it to that friend who is always saying, "I'm broke." It's time for all of us to break this cycle once and for all. Let's wrap this up quickly. You came into this video thinking money was an elusive reward for hard work and sweat. Now you know it's a current of energy that responds to the precise frequency of your words and your state of being. You thought your scarcity mindset was keeping you safe and realistic. Now you know it's the gigantic rock that is blocking your flow of abundance. You thought you had to chase money, beg for it, and fight for it. Now you know it has been waiting patiently all this time for the clear command to tell it where to go. Don't speak anymore. Decree. Speak once, not as a beggar asking for alms, but as the head of your financial reality. Money is your obedient servant. Say it, feel it, believe it, and then simply watch it come running to obey your command. Repeat out loud. Money is my obedient servant.